When you think about fashion, what places come to mind? Rodale Drive in Beverly Hills, Houston Street, New York City, maybe Michigan Avenue in Chicago. But what about when it comes to Detroit's Avenue of Fashion? I'm DeQorrie Whitman, and today we're going to explore where Detroit fashion came from, where it's headed, and where it is right now. We'll meet local fashionistas, trendsetters, and business owners to get their take on Motown's fashion. This is what was once considered Detroit's Avenue of Fashion, a 4-block stretch on Livernois between St. Martin Avenue and Claretta Street. Detroit's Avenue of Fashion lured celebrity clientele such as Motown recording artist Marvin Gaye. But since the 1960s, Detroit has fled the city for the suburbs, leaving these unique shops to close one by one, giving rise to the suburban mall and leaving a very faint memory of Detroit's golden era of fashion. We asked Metro Detroiters if they ever heard of Detroit's Avenue of Fashion.
No, I haven't. I usually shop at the local malls, 12 Oaks or Somerset.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have heard of that place because even though I didn't grow up in Detroit, I moved here in the 80s. And my girlfriend Betsy, they used to, because she shopped there so much, they used to call it Betsy Boulevard.
I think I have, actually. I don't know.
We spoke with local Detroit blogger and trendsetter Angela Wisniewski.
My name is Angela, and I am a shopping addict. I have been since I started working in 7th grade. Well, we're definitely not in New York, and LA kind of has their own thing too. But I think a lot of it is we're a lot of working class folks here. We don't really try to fit a mold here. You know, in other cities they'll try to, you know, emulate something that they might see. Here we just kind of work with what we have, and we're not trying to be anybody else. It's like just go with what you're comfortable in, what you can afford, what you can't afford sometimes. But just kind of, you know, make it your own.
But a fresh outfit in Detroit is nothing without a fresh pair of kicks. We keep it in Royal Oak and head over to Burnt Rubber Sneaker Boutique, where they tell us how fashion starts in the soul.
What I do like about Detroit is about, you know, the flashiness and the flyness of it all, you know what I'm saying? Like, before you step out, you're gonna step out on the night, you gotta step out because there's gonna be somebody there that's just killing it that night. It's like the thing about us in our store is like as far as trying to be different than what's going on, like we rarely carry Air Force One. It has to be something very exclusive, very limited, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how we set ourselves apart.
And to top it off, we take you back to the city to visit world-renowned Henry the Hatter. Henry Solomon opened up his landmark men's clothing shop in the early 1950s. Henry the Hatter, legendary Detroit athletes like Isaiah Thomas and Joe Louis frequent the shop on a regular basis for a classic Detroit look. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Fashion is everywhere. Just look around you. Check out the Real Detroit Weekly for local shops and boutiques to find your own Detroit style. I'm DeQuorrie Whitman for Specs Howard School of Broadcasting Arts.